I was listening to the story about, it was a story of a family in Washington, and the little boy called the Bigfoot the Cowboy Man. And he had, apparently it had made an effort to steal this kid. And it hit me. My children were in that playpen behind me with nothing but a mosquito net over them. It could have crept up behind me and taken both of my children, and I wouldn't have known.
Father just got like a Mustang or something from Wyoming, okay? He had it out in the corral because he couldn't put it in the barn in the stalls with the other horses because it would kick and made all the other horses nervous. Had a Seminole Indian working the horse, trying to break it every day. So they had it out in the corral. This skunk ape snuck up behind this horse and grabbed it on its hind quarters. This particular horse kicks out, jumps over the corral, runs into the pasture, to get away. At this point, the rancher's out there just blasted away with the 30-30. Skunk ape runs into the swamp.
I went up there one day after that, or 2 days after that. I went up there and sat in the silence up there, and I'm telling you, man, it was free. It was crazy. There was a crazy vibe up there still. I did what I could to kind of get things under control, but I told her, I said, you need to get off this property. I feel like no matter how strong you are, it's almost like standing in the ocean. You can't stand still without moving your feet. You're going to get knocked over eventually, no matter how strong, whatever. You can't withstand a barrage of weird spiritual energy.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Paranormal Odyssey. I'm your host, Wayne, joined as always by my partner in crime, the lovely and talented Tiffany. What's up, ma'am?
Not too much. Full of sugar.
Full of sugar. Different.
Well, you made me snort. I'm professional.
If she snorts within the first 20 seconds, it's a good show, y'all.
It's great. It's great. You can't say the same thing.
How was today, ma'am? Anything cool happen?
It was good, yeah. Me and Carrie went out to lunch, and we went to see Snow White in the movies. And I had a big old vanilla Sprite full of sugar, and then we left. And I told them, I said, we want small drinks. That's our small. It's a large.
From the movie theater?
From the movie theater.
And it cost you $19.
It was, how much was it? Because we went, the tickets were 25% off. The drinks were like $8 a piece. Mm-hmm. It was $35 for a movie and 2 drinks.
Oh my God. I remember when movie tickets were $5.
Yeah. And just think that was 25% off. So it would have been probably 45 or 50.
Yeah, we were talking with our guests backstage before we came on, shooting the breeze like we always do before every show. And I mentioned I've been thinking about taking Scarlett to see Snow White. Just a little bit worried about how a 3-year-old would do.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how. I know once it gets like on into it, I mean, she'd love it. Thank you, Ganie. Because of the squirrels and the chipmunks and the birds and the deer. And I mean, I think she would love it. Like I said, Carrie went for the squirrels. I mean,
how long is it?
An hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's hard to get 20 minutes out of her at home.
Yeah. So,
but like we're saying, that's because we're at home. She can get up and go grab a toy and play something.
Get her some popcorn and a soda and,
She loves popcorn and soda.
See? There you go.
I'm going to take her.
I think, you should at least try.
Yeah. I'll try to do that this weekend. A matinee or something. Mm-hmm. It won't cost me as much.
Right. Right.
All right. Got a couple of cool people backstage. This is a part 2, but we are missing one of them. They are waiting patiently back there. So let's go ahead and get some bills paid.
If we gotta.
If you're new to the show tonight, welcome. We are so happy to have you. Before you leave, do us a solid and hit that subscribe button. help Tiffany and I continue to grow the show.
And if you would like to be on with us, you can reach out to both of us, Wayne at paranormalworldproductions.com or me, Tiffany at paranormalworldproductions.com, and we will get you on the schedule for April.
Paranormalworldproductions.com is our website. Invite everyone to head over there and check that out. Sign up for the newsletter, the Bigfoot newsletter. Check out all of the other shows under the studio's umbrella. I hear that Bigfoot podcast is pretty freaking awesome. And real quick, before we move on, I want to say welcome to my buddy Alan, since we brought up that Bigfoot podcast. If you guys have listened to the latest episode that came out Friday, y'all heard Alan's voicemail. That is the guy y'all are talking to is Alan from Cadillac, Michigan. Been talking to him and his wife the last couple of days because they raise European Great Danes. And those of you that know me know how much I adore Great Danes. So yeah, been talking to him. He's a good dude. Appreciate you hanging out, buddy. But again, everybody go check out paranormalworldproductions.com.
And if you have any questions, as always, please put them in capital letters. I highlight them throughout the show. At the end of the show, we do a rapid fire Q&A, and I can get all of them in if you put them in all capital letters, please. Sorry, my brain froze for a second.
Animalresearch.org is the foundation that I founded back in 2019. We get out in the woods, do investigations, group outings. If you would be interested in becoming a member and getting out and doing some of that with us, we would love to talk to you about that. Animalresearch.org is how you do that. Just hit the contact button. We also would like to talk to you if you believe you are having activity on your property or somewhere near you that you believe there's activity. We would love to be the ones that you contact and trust to come out and check it out. But please head over to animalresearch.org and check it out. Chris has done an awesome job over there.
Yeah, I should have been professional and thrown some of the merch up, but I was reading the chat. It's okay.
Killing me.
Tuesday. I'll get it Tuesday. If you would like to join our family membership, it's only $1.99 a month. I listed so many things I had taken a picture of our channel and put it up on my Facebook. My Facebook's totally public for the most part. And you can go and see all the wonderful things that we offer you. But again, as I said, we offer so much more than that. Like this summer, we're going to Tennessee. All of our members, if you're in the area, you're welcome to come hang out with us. Just shoot the breeze with us. There's just so many things. And we had a members only last night. And if y'all were not here, you absolutely missed it. Because as Goonie said to him, at least you weren't sleeping. There was lots of naps being taken yesterday, which was hilarious. But it's just so much fun just to get together, hang out, and it's only $1.99, and it really does help us, take care of everything because it's not free. It just helps us tie up all those loose ends, and you get a fun family in return for less than $2.
Guys, I made the mistake of laying my head down last night, a couple hours before the show, and oh my God, it was one of those sleeps where you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I missed the bus. And then you realize you're 46 years old and you haven't been in school in 3 decades. Oh, my phone was blowing up. We were supposed to go live at 9:00. I woke up at 10 minutes till 9 with the phone vibrating under me. That's how good I was sleeping. I fell asleep on my phone. I didn't hear it ringing. I felt the vibrating.
That's funny.
I was scrambling to get in there, but we made it. We had a pretty good show.
Yeah, we did. We absolutely did. But yeah, so I mean, it's just all of the good stuff you can't get anywhere else. We don't have any tiers. We don't have any price hacks. It's just a straight $1.99.
Yeah, we want everyone to be able to afford it. I mean, 199 pennies. That's it. I mean, you can't get a 20-ounce Coke. Literally, you cannot get a 20-ounce Coke for what you can pay to be a member of this show and get all the extra content, the Discord. And like Tiffany said, Chris and Goonie have rented this huge cabin in Gatlinburg for the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference this year. And most of us, I think it sleeps 14. So there's going to be 14 of us there. And then we're going to have a cookout one night, probably the night of the conference. If you're a member and you're going to the conference, come eat with us.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come and hang out and shoot the breeze that night and have some drinks. And
the Friday before that, it's my birthday.
Somebody's birthday.
Speaking of birthdays, I am so excited. I'm a child, y'all. I've been here for 2 years. You guys know that. I'm an absolute child. But it is Tim's birthday today. And he chose to come hang out with us at the end of the day for his birthday. And I'm so excited about it.
That is very, very cool of him. Go ahead and remind everybody about who we have backstage. And whenever you get done with that, we'll just bring them out.
Yeah, sure. So we have Tim and Kate from Forever Investigating Beyond. We had them on a month ago, and we had learned all about them. I had found them on TikTok, and I am all about, if I find you on TikTok and I think you're awesome and you're just not getting the reach, and, I really want to, I don't want to say, that sounds bad. I want to display you for the world. That sounds bad. Y'all know what I mean. I'm going to have you on. And that's what I did with them. And so we had, they'd come on and we had talked, and it was just an awesome show. So they had stuff that they were, that still needed to talk about. So we had them for a part 2.
Yeah, it really was a good show. And I agree 100% with what Tiffany just said about bringing people on, newer people that don't have that big of a following. Not saying that we do, because this YouTube channel is not huge by any stretch of the imagination, but the podcast is pretty big. We have a good reach with our podcast, and we take all of the audio from these shows and we upload those to podcasts and share their links and all that stuff to try to help other people, gain some followers. It's all we're really trying to do. Before we get them out, I did forget to mention, down at the bottom, you see the Cash App and the Venmo. If you guys can help us out in that way, we would appreciate it. You've always been awesome with the super stickers. There's a lot of fees that goes into that. YouTube, I love YouTube. I say it every week. I love YouTube. None of this would be possible without YouTube. They have to make money. I understand that. But we need it more than they do, to be honest. And the bonus, if by sending Cash App or Venmo, is we don't have to pay those fees and we get it right away instead of having to wait a month. So if you guys can help us out in that way, we would greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
But all of that out the way, it looks like we're missing one.
She turned into a ghost
backstage. So we'll talk for a minute so that she has an opportunity to get back. No rush.
Yeah, no rush.
No rush.
No. I said, yeah.
Goonie Goo Goo just hit us with another super sticker.
Thank you.
I love you, man. All right. They are ready to go. So let's get them out here.
All right.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Hey. Hi, how are you guys?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, man. It's awesome that you get to, or you chose to spend it with us. We appreciate that.
No, we appreciate you guys having us on again.
Yeah, it's always fun having y'all.
Yeah.
Because we hang out I'll go to y'all's TikTok lives and, we'll talk. Kate is my spirit animal. I've learned this from her Facebook posts. So.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, I was half expecting Wayne to have his yellow overalls today. I'm a little disappointed.
That's you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember now.
Yep.
One of these days, I'm gonna wear them. I'm gonna wear them for a show.
I think you should.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only about a half a glass of whiskey in. I might just go get them, put them on. But,
okay, you know what?
Nah, it's Tim's birthday. We're not gonna take away from him.
I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Birthdays are awesome, man. And you do not look 60 years old.
No.
No. I
You're
feel 60, but
Yeah, none of the gray showing. I mean, you're killing it.
yeah. Yeah, as we were saying, guys, y'all reminded us that it was February when y'all were on last. So it's been a minute.
yeah.
If you don't mind, refresh everyone's memory, who you are, where you're from, what you guys do, and one at a time. Birthday boy first, how you got your start, and then we'll kick it over to the missus.
Okay. So my name's Tim. We got started. It was last year. We started the group, and we just kind of got together. We decided that it was something that we were interested in doing. I've been doing it for about 10 years, but Kate had been interested in it, but didn't really know how to like talk about it really, because sometimes for some people it's hard to talk about. When I first started, I started about 10 years ago, and I had a friend out in Indiana, near Indianapolis. Her name is Ashley. Her group name is Foolish Mortals Paranormal. You can find her on Facebook or TikTok. And we created a public community group. It was in the back of a witchcraft store where we got together and created a Facebook group for it. People were able to join. And what we did was we brought people in who were interested in the paranormal, and we would have like monthly meetings in the back of this witchcraft store that they closed. And we were able to get people in. They started, their own groups. We brought in our equipment so they could see what we used and what they thought that, they should use as well. But it was more or less trying to get people in to be interested in the paranormal, because I feel like there's not a whole lot of people that they don't know how to start. They don't know where to start. So we just kind of got them on board, let them figure out how to use our equipment and get them started in the paranormal. So it was really, really cool. We enjoyed it. And unfortunately I moved back out here. So I'm not able to. I'm saying I'm not able to be a part of the group anymore. What I'm saying
I was wondering if she caught that.
But she's still running it. She's still doing it, which is great, and I think that's amazing. So,
yeah, but I think you bring up a really, really interesting point, Tim, about people not being for sure or knowing exactly how to get started, and it can be intimidating to people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially like all the equipment that's thrown in your face. You don't know what to purchase. You don't know how it's used. You don't know, what it's used in conjunction with. It's more or less here, buy this, here, buy this, here, buy that. And, what does it do and how does it work with other pieces of equipment?
Yeah. All right, Kate, what about you, ma'am?
Yeah. So, like he said, I'm Kate. I have actually been in the Chicago area my whole life, never been outside of Illinois. So I do not have quite the exposure that Tim had to the paranormal. I had always been aware of it, been interested in it, but I never really had the support of friends or family to deep dive into it. So when Tim and I met and we were finding that connection and that interest, it was a great leap to jump into that and gain more knowledge in the area. So when we were discussing it last summer with Brian, who is our business partner, who's not here, well, these two were all talking about how to get more people into it and the cost of everything. So they said, well, let's see if we can make this ourselves. And Tim started researching and developing things, doing prototypes, and we just kind of built off of that and started making REM devices, response devices, and have rolled into a couple more things that we've created.
Yeah, as you mentioned that, I started putting them up here for the folks to look at. I mean, let's go back to go back to that one. What is that?
That's a REM device that one of the investigators. They're called Just Us Paranormal. It's a husband and wife group, and that's their logo. They wanted that on top of their REM device, and so Kate here, who does all the customization, she did the best she could on creating the logo that they sent us for her to make, and
I think she did a really good job. That looks great.
yeah. Yeah, everything that we do is she customizes it by hand. It's
Yeah, we don't use a laser engraver or anything. I like having that artistic part to it. You put a little bit of yourself in it when you do it yourself.
Makes it personal.
Yeah,
it does make it personal, and it makes each of them a one of one.
Exactly.
It's not copied. There's little flaws and imperfections in each and every one of them. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
What we got here?
and we have a couple pieces of devices here with us tonight, so we can kind of show them off in person how they work, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. So
This
what are
next
we
step
looking
is
at here?
That one's one of our music boxes. It is the most recent device that we have added to our website. Yep, that's sunflowers. We customized that for them, and it's a motion detector, and we'll play a music box sound when it detects motion.
That's awesome.
So it does detect. I test every piece of equipment out that we make, and that does detect up like 6 to 10 feet away from it. And if you actually stand it up to where that sensor is facing you, it'll detect further away as well. So like standing it up or putting it in a hallway where it'll detect motion straight down a hallway.
See, I'm so stupid. There ain't no way I can make anything like that.
No, that takes some skill. Good steady
That's
hand.
an actual motion detector. I mean,
Mhm.
I have an Amazon account. That's what I do.
We need to have an FIB account.
So what is this, guys?
That's our response device. If you want to think of like the Flux 2 from Ghost Stop, it's just a little bit different. Again, like I said, everything that we do is customized. So Paranormal Party Crashers is one of the groups that support us as well in purchasing our equipment. And this one has 2 motion detectors on each side. And based on the questions that you ask, they are made for closed-ended questions like yes or no, male or female. And depending on, the answer that the spirit wants to give you, it can move to either side of the device and either light up the green light or the red light.
See, that one's cool as hell too. I love that one. When I saw this picture, when I opened up this email and I saw this one, I was like freaking rock on with that one. That one is by far my favorite one. It's the cutest little ghost.
Yeah, we love doing all the logo. I love doing all the logos. And then being able to incorporate the color on some of them is, I think it just adds a little bit of pop to it that you wouldn't normally see on other devices.
Now, this is a motion detector too, right?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same device. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And we got one more here.
So that's our REM device. We can't call it a REM pod anymore because legal reasons. But the REM device, it's a proximity sensor, so it creates an electromagnetic field around the device itself, and anything that has an electromagnetic field around it, like us, or they claim spirits do. Once it breaks that field, then it'll trigger the lights and the sound.
Awesome. Yeah, very cool. And we'll give you guys a chance to share some of your other stuff here in a minute. But for now, if y'all don't mind, let's get into some of the spooky shit. What have you guys been up to since you were on last? Any new investigations? Anything planned? Just tell us some weird stuff.
Yeah, so we went to Asher Walton House out in Indiana, and we did an overnight investigation there. And I'm going to tell you, that place is absolutely off the hook. If you guys want to go and you guys want a great place to investigate, I recommend that place. I'm still going through video. I'm trying to make a YouTube video out of it right now. I do have some shorts up on our TikTok, but the amount of EVPs in just an hour and a half into the investigation that we got on our voice recorders and camera is insane. And we also heard in person like a female moaning noise, and we were doing a Estes session behind me. Brian was sitting in front of me, and I took the headphones off because one of the spirits told me to kill myself on the Estes session.
Oh shit!
But yeah, I took my headphones off, and no more than 10 minutes later, I heard a female directly behind me. And Brian heard it, and the people who are on our TikTok live heard it as well. It was really weird, and it gave me chills.
When you hear those disembodied voices, it's just
that's insane, man. It actually said for you to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Like what were the actual words?
It just said kill yourself.
Damn.
I mean, there's some spirits. They're just
assholes.
Yeah. Well, I think because we were sitting in the nursery area of the home, it's actually like a double-sized walk-in closet off of the main master bedroom, and that's where the owners, the original homeowners back in the 1860s, they had their nursery, and so I think they were just upset that we were in their nursery area.
Yeah. I mean, I've been upset before too, but I don't tell nobody to go kill themselves.
Well, they're dead, Wayne. They don't really care what they say.
How do you know? You act like you've been dead before, Tiffany.
I know. Jeez.
No, you guys brought up the Estes method. Y'all know I've never done an investigation, never been a part of any. I think they're interesting as hell, but I'm a chicken, and I don't want to take nothing home with me. But the more people I have on talking about the Estes method, however you pronounce it, the more I'm just really so intrigued by it. If you don't mind, maybe Kate could take this one.
Yeah.
For those out there that aren't familiar with that method, could you explain it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Estes method, I don't know a whole lot of history behind it, but I do know that it involves having a spirit box, which is a device that will flip through radio frequencies, and some of them do AM or FM. You can scroll forward or backward and have different speeds in which it scrolls through them. And you connect that to noise canceling headphones. A lot of people will sit there with like a blindfold on so that it reduces more of the sensory aspects that you have when you're sitting there. You know, that way you're very fully immersed in the auditory part of it. And you're usually sitting in one room and a person is in another room or close by where they can ask questions. The person that is wearing the headphones will sit there listening and repeat what they hear. So you could ask a question like, you know, did you die here? How old are you? Whatever you might want to inquire to the spirits. And
the person that's got the headphone, the noise canceling headphones and the blindfold on, they have no idea what you just asked.
Mm-hmm.
But they're hearing things, these words coming through, and to see it done and done right, it's just jaw dropping. It's because that person there's no way they can hear. I mean, if you're being honest and you're really, using the right stuff, there's no way you can hear. But to see these people answer the questions, it's mind blowing. It's so awesome.
Well, I'm going through the footage right now, and like we're creating that YouTube video, and I'm only responding when Brian's asking questions, and so it's like, I'm not just spitting out words. It's crazy how it works. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're okay. You're all right. No, I was just gonna say when it connects and all the pieces line up, and the questions fall. I mean, it really is. It's like you just totally, like Kate said, immerse yourself in the auditory, and you don't know what's going on around you. And I mean, they're using you as their mouth, really.
Yeah, and while he was doing that is when we also got those EVPs, because not only were we doing it on TikTok live, we were also recording it with our cameras. And like he said, we've got snippets of it on our TikTok page, but you can very clearly hear it say like, no, go. And then immediately after that, Tim is repeating it. And he's got no idea that this is going on.
I want to do that so bad.
Yeah. So about what she just said, I'm going through the footage, trying to make a YouTube video. And like I said, but you can hear a whisper behind me that said go. And like 5 or 6 seconds later, it comes through on the spirit box as well, because I ended up repeating it. So it's, I don't know, it gives me chills to talk about. It gives me chills to listen to it. I've never in my life seen it or heard it happen like that before, but for an EVP that you can hear on a voice recorder and then come through a spirit box 5 seconds later, and then I repeat it, I've never had it happen before.
No, and it's a strange phenomenon when that happens, because they're using not only your devices, but they're using you as the device. I've seen it where they've used it just to complete a full sentence. They'll use the device and the person. It's wild stuff.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, one of the other things that we did while we were at the Asher Walton house was Tim came up with this idea while we were driving there, actually, where he's like, well, this is our first time doing an Estes method. And we kind of made it a mini Estes, where the person had the headphones on with the spirit box, and we did a paranormal hide and seek.
Oh, wow.
So everybody kind of like split up, we're in the house, the lights are off. And all the person that was seeking had was the headphones, the spirit box to ask questions, and the recorder, the camera. So they're going around, and we all took a turn. So it was kind of neat to do, because I'd never done anything like that. So all you have is this little like 2x3 screen that you're looking in the dark, and then asking the spirits questions like, am I close? Is there somebody in this room? And I have such a hard time hearing the spirit box and deciphering what they're saying. I was shocked when I actually got familiar words. Like I when I was doing it, I came up to a room and I was like, is there somebody here? And I got the word fortunately. It's like that affirmation, that affirmative nod that there is somebody there. So I went in the room, and then I found Brian. So
that's so cool.
So it kind of gave us all a chance to try that without it being so serious. And so I'm just sitting in one spot and we're just asking questions.
Right.
Yeah, it was really fun. We really enjoyed that.
It does add it, because it doesn't have to be so serious.
Right.
You think they want y'all to be serious all the time? No.
Well, they use the same things over and over again every single night, and they're like, it's like people attaching wires to a monkey, and you walk in, you're using all this equipment, and you expect spirits to be able to talk to you. That's not how it works,
Yeah. Well, and plus,
you can't force them. So
yeah, and it's like, plus they always get asked, well, how did you die?
Right. So negative.
Kid. Like,
I just got all these images of monkeys with wires on them now. Kind of threw me for a minute.
That's funny.
Now, is that the only investigation you guys have gotten to do since last?
Yeah, March we kind of took off. It was Tim's birthday. I took him to a concert from a Christmas present, so we did that with his daughter and my brother. And then we did the investigation. Now we're doing a podcast with you. I think we have another one on Monday.
Yep.
But we have 3 different locations next month that we're really excited for.
Okay, what are those?
We're going to Pine Lawn Rehab Center. It's down south of Champaign, Illinois.
In Sumner, Illinois.
Sorry. And then that's April 12th.
Yeah, we're meeting a couple people from Indiana. Stark Paranormal and Hoosier Paranormal are going to be joining us. And we are actually going to be bringing our oldest daughters with us.
Yeah.
So mine will be turning 12, and it'll be her first investigation. She's been very into it lately, and she's very excited.
And then mine, she's 17, so she'll be 18 in July. But yeah, she's been going with me for a couple years now. So she's been on 3 or 4 different investigations with me.
That brings up a really interesting question, that something I haven't given a whole lot of thought. Do you guys have a recommendation as to an age to when to introduce your kids? Because you said 12. I think 12, if the kid is interested in it, I think that's a great age. But 5, 6, 7 years old, maybe not. Have you ever thought about that?
Well, so my kids, I've always been in like a horror junkie and into all the weird stuff. So my kids have kind of grown up around it. Not that I let them watch the stuff with me, but they've been exposed to it. They've seen, the pictures and the stuff on the TV when we pause it. So it wasn't anything out of the normal for them. But when we started talking about investigations and making equipment, I think that helped bridge a lot of the gap between it might just be a movie versus it's something that's actually happening, and made it more comforting to know that oh, hey, this is how it works. This is what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I think because my daughter was 11 and a half when we started talking about all this stuff, and she was a little unsure at first, but then she's been really into it. And Brian has been taking his 2 and my oldest to the cemeteries to go do some mini investigations.
Yeah, because with my group Manimal, we tell people it's especially our Manimal outings, they're family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring your kids, but I don't know. But ours may be a little bit different because we can just camp. I think most kids enjoy camping. They don't have to go out in the woods looking for Bigfoot. But I took my son Eli the first couple of times he went. I think he was 16, so that's old enough. The time the encounter that I share the most when people ask me the most scared I've ever been in the woods, there was 4 of us. One of them was a 13-year-old boy. He was one of our members' grandsons, and most kids, he's tough. Talked a big game when the sun was up, and then when the sun went down, it was dark. It was time to go for a walk. I don't feel good. I don't know if I want to go. I hung back with him, and something crazy happened. And I pulled that's the only time I've ever pulled my gun on an investigation. That's how afraid I was. And he was 13 years old, so sometimes I wonder, was that too young for him to experience that?
Well, with that one, it could also be that even on just a regular camping trip, if you're out there, something could happen as well. So it could happen to them, even younger if you were just camping.
That's true.
But, you kind of look at it that way. I know for paranormal, there are a lot of places that I've heard recently that are doing more kid-friendly investigations. So they may not be an all-night thing, but they'll do a few hours into the evening to let the kids that are wanting to investigate and learn more about it get that experience.
And I think it's cool to do it that way because it does kind of ease them. Because I know Carrie she'll be 16 in October, and she's totally into every single horror movie. She wants her mother to watch it with her. Her mother would not be able to go to the bathroom alone if she did. So she has her sisters. Okay. So, but it's just something that she would totally want to do at 15, at 14, just because she's so immersed in that world.
Yeah.
Well, and Tori Westhoff, so she just purchased a Haunted Sleepers Mortuary down in Iola, Kansas, and we're going in April 26th, as well as September, we're going to be meeting up with Sunflower investigator that was in your chat there, and we're meeting up with him in September. But Tori, like she'll create like a safe room for them. So if it does get dark out and they start getting scared, well, then there's a room with a light that has board games or whatever that
TV, different things to
Yeah.
distract them.
So that way, you know, they're in an environment where the light's always on. They got a TV, they got board games, they got different stuff that they can do, just kind of distract them from what's really happening.
That's cool. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I never heard of anybody doing that. That's swell.
Yeah, she's awesome people. We can't wait to go see her place in April. So,
Tiffany, did you just say swell?
I did say swell. Are you gonna like give me a hard time?
Moving on.
Swell.
This is gonna be a swell episode. You guys, do y'all have a dream destination that you would like to, and I'm talking worldwide, not just in the States, that you would like to investigate? And if so, why? Start with the birthday boy.
So my dream location is Trans-Allegheny. It's always been Trans-Allegheny. And we actually had an opportunity to go this year in September, and we are going. And
now, real quick, Tim, I'm sorry to interrupt, but for those that don't know, I've heard Trans-Allegheny, but tell us where that is and what it is.
Okay, so Trans-Allegheny is in West Virginia. It's a facility that was open during, you don't remember, early 1900s. But they did the first lobotomies there. They also did electroshock and water treatments. Basically, if you ever seen House on Haunted Hill, that's kind of what it is. Tens of thousands of people died there. So many people had passed away that they had to build what they call a body chute. And it's like a concrete walkway that goes underground because they couldn't continue to take the bodies through the front door anymore because the amount of people that were dying from all the medical treatments and, you know, just everything that they were doing. And we're very lucky that we, you know, like Just Us Paranormal, they're the ones who invited us. We made the REM pod for them. And a couple months later, they reached out to us, said, "Hey, we're booked if you want to come." And I'm like, okay. So we're just paying our fee in, and they got us in there, which is outstanding.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
That is sweet. Are you going to go to the morgue? You should lay.
Yeah, I'm gonna. The place is so big. I don't like people say that you can't visit the entire place in one night because it's only 8 hours. But I definitely want to go to the morgue, and I definitely want to go see the body chute because they say is the most active. But you know, just being in the building alone, just looking at it on Google is phenomenal.
Tiffany, where was the place we had someone on talking about being in the morgue and laying in one of the body
drawers?
The drawers with the bodies. Was it there? Would you do that, Tim?
Absolutely. I went to Bell Mansion.
Yes.
Hey, I'm
way in the
right?
death drawer.
We went to Bell Mansion before it got sold, and not us, but my other group did. And they had embalming tables there, and I got up on one and I laid down and I was like, "Hey, embalm me."
Listen, it's the history, right, guys?
But when I say get in one of those drawers, I mean you're the only one in the room, pitch black. Shut your ass in there. You can't get out until someone pulls you out. You would do that?
Yeah.
I'm so claustrophobic. I mean, I want to cry right now thinking about that. I mean, it's God. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, if hell was different for everybody, that's my hell. Being stuck in a closed quarters, pitch black, not being able to move.
Or a cave. You
A
don't like
cave. Oh, I can't even watch cave videos. I tried to watch one today, as a matter of fact, and I couldn't do it.
Those are very popular on YouTube right now, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they are.
Yeah,
But-
they're idiots. But I'm sorry, Kate, your turn, ma'am.
Right. I've always loved castles, so I think anywhere in Europe, going somewhere that has all that history, all the events that might have taken place there, and doing an investigation would be
Man, like
amazing.
beheadings and people. Yeah, so much history over there. Like cruel, violent history too.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I think that's what makes me like. I would love. I've seen so many videos on Trans-Allegheny. I think I would love to go just to say, okay, I was physically in this massive building where all this happened, right? And just to go, room to room within the parameters of what we were looking. And I mean,
I'm with you because, there's been plenty of times where I've gone investigating and nothing's happened. But being in the building itself, the history in the building, everything that's happened in the building, like it's just the experience of being there.
right.
And even if you have nothing to share with anybody, it's the experience. And how many times you get to say that, hey, I've been to Trans-Allegheny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And see, and that's not far from me. That's 3 hours away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, maybe you guys should let me know how much the fee is and I can meet you.
I would definitely say yes, but the people that booked it, we had asked for somebody else to come and they said no. So it's not just us two. There's 3 or 4 different groups coming as well.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
We were talking about making a group thing next year to go again, because for some of the big places like that, it does cost quite a bit. So having a group of people that you can split that with does make a difference.
It really is.
So early next year, we'll be going. We'll be hosting other groups to come with us. So we'll keep you in mind.
Keep me in mind.
yeah, but Tim, something you said just was spot on. Talking about not every time that you go will you have something happen. It's the exact same in Bigfoot. On these investigations, more times than not, you're not going to have activity. But like you said, you're there. You're experiencing it. It's a memory that you created. With us, especially, you're in the woods. You're getting exercise on your hikes. You're getting fresh air, the camaraderie of friends and stuff. There's so much more that goes into this stuff. You make lifelong friends. People that you would have never been friends with. You would have never met,
right?
If it wasn't for this shared interest.
Well, and with our YouTube channel, it's new. I mean, I think we only have 20 followers.
Yeah.
So it's not really big at all but I'm kind of leaning towards just everywhere we go, I want to make a YouTube video. And if we capture something or not, our video's out there, we're going to share it with you, but this is our experience. And, like you with Bigfoot, you go out into the middle of the woods and you're sleeping in a tent with your son or you're experiencing it with your son. And it's something that you don't ever get to experience the same way again. So
absolutely. Exactly.
I think it's cool that you're taking your children, because that is something that they were introduced to the right way by you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that they'll always remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting at home watching scary movies and saying, oh, well, is this real? Is this not real? They don't know. But
I can honestly say my parents never took me to a haunted house or to look for Bigfoot. I wish they had.
No, I went camping though, and my stepdad. So instead of calling it the monster in the woods, he always called it the Gowie-Wob. And so, we'd be camping middle of the night, and he'd be like, "Well, you need to come by the fire, otherwise the Gowie-Wob's going to get you." And so, freak me out, and I had to sit by the fire with the adults until I went to bed. So,
Gowie-Wob, is that what you said?
Gowie-Wobs? Yeah.
Wow. Did he say what they were?
No. He just said they were the monsters in the woods.
Boogers.
Boogers. The boogers.
That's what they call them down here in the South. It's them damn boogers.
Boogers.
Well, it's been nice having the kids exposed to all this stuff, because not only are they like getting the exposure to different things like that, the paranormal and what can be out there, and having them start asking questions and start thinking, and trying to process things more. They're actually helping us with the business side as well.
Awesome.
So like this is one of our new things, is we created some stickers.
Oh yeah.
That we have on our site.
Cool.
My daughter, my oldest one, saw that and she was like, "Hey, can I try making one?" So I set her up on my computer, got her set with what she needed, and just let her go to town. And it actually turned out really good. And I think we're going to be making that into a sticker as well.
That's awesome. So
That's
you guys
very
had
cool.
you
Go ahead.
guys had some devices with you. You wanted to show?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one, I think Tyler's still in here, but this one is his music box that we're currently working on. This one has batteries in it, so I can kind of, if you don't mind, I can show you how it works.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead.
So we just implemented this new LED light in the front, just so, when you turn it on and it's dark, you can see it, but also let you know that it's on. So, and it also comes on in 3 phases. So it's going to play the music box tone in 3 different phases as it detects motion. So you're going to hear it cut off. And then it'll detect motion again and continue the tone. So,
Damn, that's cool. I'd give anything for it to go off right now.
Ghost in the room.
yep. So this is there it goes. That's the 3rd phase, but it plays an old music tone. And it takes 3 AA batteries, so very easy to change out and very cost effective when it comes to batteries.
Now, when you sell something like that, what's your price?
Okay, so these non-customized music boxes, they're $60. And I know like the music boxes that you find online on your big time websites, they go anywhere from $200 to $300.
Wow.
And they are exactly the same as those, except it doesn't have like the mechanical spinning thing on it. But that's the only difference between those and these, is that there's no mechanical exterior to it, but it uses the same exact piece of equipment that those use. So we just sell them for a much more affordable cost.
Which is great, because that's another hindrance of getting in the paranormal investigation field. Is the cost. It's
The cost.
ridiculous.
This is a good. I'll let Kate talk about this one, but this is a great device to show off to you guys, just to kind of show what we can use to make devices.
So this one is our REM device. So that one, that one is what detects breaks in the electromagnetic field and will light up these lights. This one is obviously customized. This one is Brian's personal one, which we are actually still working on. He is a hunter, so the deer skull, feathers, and then on his last trip this last fall, he took some of the deer teeth out, and we're going to be putting it around the edge.
Oh,
We do all sorts of customizations, not just the logos, but we can do any type of design that you want on there. I've picked up other items such as like the leather wrapping, or, we can do any type of, false floral products on there that you want. So we're trying to reach a couple more people and make more options for that. But, you know, everything we do is the wood burned look. Obviously, this is another one that has the coloring on there.
It's very cool.
And then we just have our, you know, created by FIB Paranormal.
And,
now, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tim.
So again, like she said, we're going to be epoxying the deer teeth around the top, so it's going to encircle the lid here. And yeah, like we can do anything. We can create anything, and I think that's what makes us stand out more than, you know, anybody else that's on the market right now, is that you can purchase a non-customized device and it's still not going to look the same as the one that we just sold yesterday.
And it's going to cost more.
Right. And they're $60 for a non-customized.
That's what we like about the wood part, is that you get that burning on there, and every one has different textures, different rings on it from the wood, and it gives you a different look. And the fact that these are wood, they're natural, they can go with any decor and sit out as a conversation piece.
Yeah.
A lot of the big name brand ones are the 3D printed or the plastic ones, and they just, you know, it's not something you want sitting on a shelf or on your fireplace mantle.
This you can put on your fireplace mantle, and people walk in and look at it and say, wow, that's cool. What's that? You know, and it's a talking piece. And not only that, but, you know, you can decorate your house with it too and let it sit out instead of hiding it in a box.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I would display that.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, we have stuff sitting out downstairs. We have our prototypes on top of a shelf, and the ones that I made originally, they're sitting on top of the shelf. So we don't even use our prototypes.
To see how far we come from.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have a website, right? People can go and purchase these?
Yes. Our website is fibparanormalllc.com. There's different options in there. It'll tell you about our background, how we started FIB. There's a shop in there. You can look at our upcoming investigations. And we're also getting ready to go next weekend to an in-home investigation. So if anybody wants us to come do an in-home investigation, you can contact us on there as well.
Awesome. Very cool. Now, y'all are in Illinois. How far would y'all travel? You just try to stay in state on something like that?
I think it would depend. I mean, timing and how quickly they would want us to come out, because we both do work full time. We both have a family that we need to take care of, make sure that, you know, people can watch the kids, or that, you know, it's not crossing with something else we have on our calendar. Yeah,
but to answer your question, I think that we would go anywhere within the United States. Obviously, we'd have to schedule something. If you need something right away, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to say yes or no on that. But if we're able to schedule something, you know, a couple weeks to month out or something, we can definitely talk about it. So
okay,
we have littles. I mean, her youngest is 5, so
yeah,
when you have littles, they come first.
Yeah,
thinking kids.
I know. Always gotta.
I'm gonna sell mine, I think.
So one thing I did want to show you guys, because I don't think we had it last time, and we hadn't started making any of them yet, was pendulum boards.
Oh, okay.
So it's a board that you use with a pendulum, which is a chain with usually a stone or a metal piece with a point on it. And you ask questions, and the spirits are supposed to move it to letters. We've got the numbers here as well. And then yes, no, maybe, and rephrase. So this one's probably a little bit more complicated of a board.
Now, you see, I would hang that up in my office right here.
Right?
That looks badass.
And then I did make a a little simpler one. It's a little hard to see. This one is
that's
still
so
in progress.
pretty.
Yeah, did you say simple? That's intricate as hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm not simple as far as the questions, or doesn't have the full alphabet on there. But this one's just a simple yes, no, maybe rephrase one, and then I customize any design in the center that you want. So this one's actually going to be for me. I wanted something a little more intricate and see how long it took me to make. But
Now, Kate, hold that sideways. Let's see how thick that is. Now, that's just regular wood, plywood? I mean, what is it?
We actually we get this one, Michael's. We go to Michael's, we get these, we just
like arts and crafts.
Yeah. I mean, it's really easy to make for us. I enjoy doing the designs on it.
Let's see that other one.
Oh, that's that one.
What do y'all sell that for?
30?
Yeah, 30.
I think they're 30.
I want one.
See, that ain't bad at all.
Yeah. So like this one has the moon phases. This one's a little more intricate one. We've got more moon phases.
Yeah, you see, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, I like that sun in the middle.
And then this one's, different
like
lettering, different fonts, kind of simple for people that, don't want all the detail or accoutrements. They think it might interfere with what they're getting from spirits.
Did you say accoutrements?
Yes, I did.
Accoutrement.
It's the design.
Yeah, you're way over my head.
That's why you need a female.
Yeah. Accoutrements.
And then to go along with investigations, you always need some way to keep records, keep notes of what you're doing. So we also have journals.
Yeah.
So it's a basic journal, but obviously again we keep with the wood theme. This one says sky above, earth below, peace within.
That's awesome.
I love little notebooks. I have so many of them. I take notes in. I've heard Cliff Brackman say those are beautiful.
I love the one with the silhouette of the girl.
The little girl, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard someone ask Cliff Brackman one time what the most valuable piece of research equipment is, and he said a notebook and a pen.
Mm-hmm.
A pen and a notebook. Yep.
Take notes.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
All right,
because you
guys,
can
let's
always go back to those.
Yeah. Guys, give you a few minutes to get some more questions in. We've only got a few. We'd like to get a couple more. But before we get to the questions, I want to ask, and I probably asked you guys last time because I always do when we have paranormal investigators on, but I want to know the most scared. Even if it's the same one you said last time, remind us the most scared you have ever been on an investigation, and we'll start with Tim.
So I know last time I talked about the Octagon Hall down in Kentucky. I mean, I'm still going to say that if you weren't on the live last time we were in here, we were at the Octagon Hall in Kentucky, and we were all down in the basement, and we were trying to communicate with the spirit that we saw on our SLS camera. It was like climbing along the walls. It was really weird. But it got later in the night. We were still trying to communicate with it, and we heard something being scooted across the floor upstairs, and it was loud. And I have it on audio, so I think it's on my other YouTube. I got to transfer it over to my other one, but anyway, it scared me. Obviously, it was unexpected, but my sister started crying because she thought that something was gonna hurt her or us. Like, she didn't know what was going on, and obviously you don't at the time. But it took me a minute to kind of gather my bravery and say, "Let's go upstairs." So.
Mine would still be my very first investigation because I had no idea what to expect. I had no experience in it, and all you have to go off of is TV and movies and what typically happens during investigations and things of that nature. So I had no idea if I was going to see something or if something was going to touch me. And I was terrified to go into the basement there. So that was one spot we did not go to. But now that I've been on more, we actually are going to make plans in the future to go back to Whispers in Indiana. So I've come a long way, and I feel like the more comfortable I get, the more evidence we're receiving.
Now, have either of you ever been touched?
I have not.
No.
No. Okay. Wow. What about like full body apparitions?
I've not seen anything, no.
I've seen shadows. We just went to Edinburgh in November of last year, and we were sitting in a room, and I was looking down the hallway, and I saw a shadow. But I've seen shadows a couple times, but yeah, not anything full bodied. No.
Okay.
Waiting for it.
Right.
I mean, that's one of the pieces of evidence that everybody wants, right? Is a full bodied apparition.
I'm telling you.
I don't know if I would want that, but I mean,
yeah, when we were in Pittsburgh, it was the first time I used the laser grid pens. So the pens that emit like the green dots on the wall, and you can see if somebody walks in front of them. Mm-hmm. And it just crossed my mind sitting there. How would I react if I actually saw something walk through that grid? And yeah, I was like, I don't know. I would probably end up running from the building.
Exactly.
I feel like for paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, that would be the holy grail. Mm-hmm. Like a Class A sighting would be for us in the Bigfoot world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, we got some questions that we will go ahead and get to if you guys are ready.
Sure.
First off, before we get there, again, Goonie Goo Goo, you're the man. Thank you for the super stickers and the coolest name in the world. My buddy Troy, what's with the skulls on the curtains, bruh?
I'll let her answer that.
So when we started creating our products and talking about doing vendor markets and cons and actually going out and interacting with people face to face, you have to have some type of table covering or backdrop. And I went to the thrift store and I found this, I think it's actually a tablecloth, but I absolutely loved it. I felt like it fit right in with what we were going for, and I picked it up.
We also have a pegboard in the back that we keep the kids' school stuff hung up there, like their arts and crafts stuff. So we're just covering that as well with that. So that's what's with it. I've also removed all the drywall and replaced it. We just haven't painted yet. So all this drywall stuff is new.
Well, see, good answer.
All right. Again, from T. Roy, are these all handmade? How thick is the wood? That's
so
a personal
the wood
question, Troy.
Sorry. The wood pods, these are not handmade, no. But they're actually pretty thick. They're about, I don't know,
1/4 to a 1/2 inch.
Yeah.
On the walls.
And then the bottoms are pretty thin. It's a really light device. It's not heavy at all. Mm-hmm. What makes it heavy is this 9-volt battery. So, but we do seal it with a waterproof sealer, as you can see how shiny it is. So any moisture in the environment will help keep it off of and out of the device. So
they are not waterproof, though. Do not
don't
submerge them.
All right, we got a couple questions from Chris. I think this first one, she's asking, like, how long does it take to make one of these if someone was to order it?
So most of these we create as they come in for order. We don't keep a stock of them on the shelf. We want to make sure that they are fresh and new for everybody that purchases one. When we have, Paracons coming up or we actually have a partnership with Tori where we're going to be sending her some devices. That's when we may make a bulk creation and have those on hand for a little bit, and then before we send them off. But typically we get the order in, and it could take 3 to 7 days to build it, seal it, make sure it's all dried, and then we ship it out.
We do some testing as well, so we don't just build it and send it out, but we do take a day or two to let it sit. Like we'll test it out. I know a couple we took out to the cemetery. We took 7 to Edinburgh Manor, and we ended up selling those online for on sale, saying these were used at Edinburgh Manor. And just to we are having a sale, 15% off sale between now and April 6th. So between my birthday and her birthday, so for 15 days, we're going to have 15% off an entire order. So whatever anybody gets on our website and purchases, it could be 10 different items. Your entire order is going to be 15% off.
Isn't that awesome? I thought that was cool as hell.
Yeah. So I get 15% off my little pendulum board thing?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Sweet. All right, moving along. Sunflower State Paranormal. Besides Tala?
That's Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Okay. What is another bucket list location for Yins?
I'm going to go with Kate here with the castles. I want to go to Dracula's Castle. I mean, that place it's enormous. It's creepy.
It has a ton of history.
Yeah.
Mine, I have always been drawn to the Stanley Hotel. I love the movie The Shining, and
yeah, me too.
What it, the fact that it's based off of the Stanley Hotel, it's just phenomenal, and all the stuff that you hear that happens there. I don't think you can do a private investigation, but just being able to go there and do your own thing would be great.
I have a Shining tattoo.
Do you really?
Yeah, it is. It's the one Jack Nicholson's looking through the window and saying,
"Oh, nice."
And that is pretty much the only tattoo. And I'm covered. I've got 40 plus. And it's on my leg, and that's the only one that I get complimented on almost like once or twice a week. People say they'll come up to me, "Here's Johnny," or something like that. Like, "Oh man, The Shining, that's awesome."
I need to get online and do like some DNA stuff, but I have the same last name as Jack Nicholson, so I want to see if I'm related to him.
That would be sweet.
Cool. Ask Uncle Johnny for some money.
Hell yeah. No.
Right?
No. I make my own mind.
Yeah. Chris, my good buddy, have you been to Waverly Hills in Louisville?
We have not been to Waverly Hills. I know the story behind Waverly Hills and all the controversy that had recently happened over the years. But it makes me want to go even more because, I'm glad the owners got it back, and I would love to go visit it. And I think they only have it open for a certain period of time because it's an open facility. So, yeah, I would love to go.
Okay.
Hearing that question actually reminded me of another bucket list place T and I have talked about is the Conjuring House, because that one has a ton of controversy right now. And
is that in Massachusetts?
And it looks like it may not be available anymore because of all the stuff that's going on with the owner, but that would definitely be on the bucket list to go there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that would be very cool. All right, I think this one come from Miss Tiffany. What do you think it is with basements and attics? Why are they so much more creepy?
I think Hollywood has something to do with that. So,
I agree with that.
You watch your movie and you go down to an attic, and the first thing that they're playing the creepy music vibe because it's nothing but creep. It's a creep factor, right? So, there's not a lot of lighting even when you turn on the lights in an attic or basement, and these older basements have dirt walls or like the crumbling concrete walls.
Unfinished.
And it's all unfinished. So I think Hollywood has a lot to do with that. we go down to my basement down underneath us, and it's not scary at all. But you go down into a basement that's unfinished, and it's all just creepy.
Bare walls, wood beams,
and attics are the same way. You see an attic in a movie, and all their personal belongings are up there. Things that are attached to them are up there. So, the first place people want to go is the basement or the attic when they go on investigation. So,
no.
My take on it too is that attics and basements are probably the least lived in parts of houses. You get so comfortable in your kitchen, your bedrooms, the living room. You're in there all the time. There's so much energy and light in there. And then you go to a spot where you might just store things, or you might just do laundry in your basement. And the dark and the unknown is what scares people.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, and this is what we talked about last night was, what is it about freaking in hallways? Oh my gosh, hallways.
Yeah, what is your thing with hallways?
Yeah. Like hallways are just a confinement of, you're confined. There's only one way in, one way in, one way out. And I was the same way though when I was a kid. Like if I was told to go turn off a light in the kitchen because I left it on, guess what? My bedroom light's coming on, the hallway light's coming on,
yes.
Living room light's coming on, then the kitchen light's going off, and I'm just backtracking back to my room. So
yes.
that's kind of what I did.
Or you're turning off the light in the basement and then bolting up the stairs to get up to the kitchen where there's light.
Exactly, because something's behind you. It just is.
All right, and this last question is a great example of why Alan and myself have become such quick friends. I asked this question of every paranormal investigator that we have ever had, but I didn't on this one. Alan asked, have you ever had an entity attach itself to you and you bring it home? That's why I don't do this shit, guys.
I don't. I think at one point maybe, but I wasn't sure what it was. For a while, I was experiencing a lot of different things, and I was seeing things, I was hearing things, and my dog was seeing and hearing things. So like, I'm not mentally unstable or anything, but no, like I honestly think something did attach to me, and I don't know if eventually it just kind of went away on its own, but I still see things out of the corner of my eye, and like the shadows. I'm like, hey, I just saw a shadow. Did you see it? And they say, well, no, I didn't see it, but I don't know. But setting your intention before you go into these places, just letting them know, hey, you have to stay here. You're not allowed to go home with me. If I'm talking to a spirit, this is the only spirit that's able to answer me, because you obviously don't want the mimics to answer you or try to make you think that there's something that they're not. So setting your intention and your boundaries with spirits is important before you go.
Yeah, I hear that all the time, but they're ghosts. Why do they have to listen to what we say? Why do they have to obey us?
That's a good question. But I think like even with like witchcraft stuff, you set your intention and that's what it is. So
people in general, like you set your intention that like, I'm not going to interact with you. I'm not going to have this argument with you. I'm not going to have this conversation with you. I'm not putting up with the bullshit that you give me, and you cut them out of your life. So I think it can be very similar with spirits, because ones that were human that, have passed away, they probably still retain some of that knowledge and react the same way.
Well, it's like going into the woods Bigfooting.
Yeah, that's one of the, I was about to say it, Tiffany. That's one that pisses me off so fucking much, because you got these loonies that have these crazy experiences that Bigfoot lets them see them, that they interact with Bigfoot, they talk to Bigfoot, they hear Bigfoot fart, they get gifts from Bigfoot and all this stuff. And why don't I get that? You're not enlightened enough. Yeah, they know your intentions.
Yeah.
Your intent, you're not pure. Okay, so you're lying to me and you're calling me a bad person. That's what you're doing, basically.
Judging
pisses
you.
me
Yeah.
off. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean.
That's why sometimes it's hard to talk about to people you don't know. Are they going to judge me? You know, kind of like it took us a little bit to talk about it when we first met.
And you don't know how people are going to react.
And then come to find out, like her whole life she's been interested in it. So
yeah,
it's just a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
We had one more question come in last minute. Marion bought. What do they say about shadow bastards?
I don't know what they say about shadow bastard. I don't know what a shadow bastard is.
Well, a shadow person.
Oh,
I guess the shadow person.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that they're just I think they're the spirits that reside in a home that prevent other spirits from being able to talk or tell their story or communicate. So I think they're just there like the protectors maybe. Or the enforcers, as you know. Everybody has their own thoughts on it, so you can tell me I'm wrong or you can say I'm right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's no proof. No one knows 100%. There are no experts.
And that's why there's so many devices out there, because you give me that one piece of advice that allows me to communicate, see, and capture evidence of the paranormal, I will buy that and I will no longer purchase anything else.
Right.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take a couple minutes or however long you need. Tell everybody where they can find you, anything you want to promote, upcoming stuff, your website, all of that good stuff. This is your chance.
Okay. Our TikTok is FIB Paranormal. And again, our YouTube is new. That's also FIB Paranormal. So everything about us is FIB Paranormal. You can find us on Facebook as well. And I'll let Kate talk.
Our website is FIBparanormalllc.com. We have everything listed on there. We've got most of our new stuff on there as well. We are going to be having some new items coming up. Maybe not geared as much towards investigations, but maybe little home decor items. And we have some Paracons coming up over the summer. We have June, July, and August. We will be in the Chicago Paracon in June, the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash in July, and then down in Savannah in August.
Yep.
So we got a lot of stuff coming up, and we are very excited to go meet some of the people from those areas.
We're also partnered with Ghost Coast Paranormal. They're also on TikTok and Facebook, but they actually hold our devices as well. They do tours at the old Savannah Theater, and that's extremely haunted. We're going to go make our way down there and investigate with them sometime this year. But if you ever find yourself down in Savannah, Georgia, make sure you go. It's rated number one tour in Savannah, Georgia, and you can also purchase.
I love Savannah. God, I love Savannah. It's so beautiful down there.
Yeah, we're excited.
Tybee Island. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Tim, your birthday's almost over, buddy.
I know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Back to the daily grind.
I'm not going to be treated as good tomorrow.
Don't that suck?
I know.
I've noticed that. God, you got 35 more minutes, buddy. Eat it up, okay?
No, he's got an hour and 35 here. We're on Central Time.
Oh, yeah, you are behind us. Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. Even better.
There you go. All right, guys. Awesome. Again, you guys are great. We had a great time. We appreciate it so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks for having us on. We appreciate it.
And happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Yeah, we enjoy being here.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. I love them.
All right. Yeah.
They're just
They
so
are. What are you
fun.
doing on my side?
You put
There
me
you go.
there, honey. Remember, I'm female. I'm always on the right. Wrong. I'm always on the right. You're making me sick.
What are you doing? All right, those guys are awesome.
I know. I love them. They're cool.
Really, really cool show.
Yeah.
I hope to. I don't know. I'll stop right now. I'm not going to get mushy, but those guys are cool. I like having them on, and they seem like they got their stuff together. So that's
Yeah.
really cool.
We love
Everybody
you too,
hung
Bobby.
out tonight.
Yeah.
Do what?
I told Bobby, I said, we love you too.
Love you too, brother.
Brother.
Bobby bought me a freaking shotgun for my birthday.
Well, I guess I'm gonna give you what I got you.
No, you're not.
It'll be in my car.
No, you're not. But I was not expecting to get a firearm for my birthday this year, but Bobby came through. You were the man, dude. Thank you so much, Bobby. You're awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, ma'am, before we
Nope.
get up out here?
Nope. Come back and see us on Tuesday at 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. Eastern. That is our new time. We are going to have Mr. Chester Moore on with us. I spoke with him today, and he confirmed his date and time with us. So,
Is he new?
yeah, we've not ever had him on before, but he's had his own cryptid encounters. He is involved in so many things, like so many. He just did a couple of documentaries with sharks. He has things set up to help kids. It's amazing.
And I want y'all to know that the mighty Tennessee Volunteers are playing in the NCAA tournament right now and have been this entire episode. And I have given y'all my full attention
So
with it
proud of
on
you.
in the background. They are currently up 13. They are the number 2 seed facing the number 7 seed, UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
They win tonight. They go to the Sweet 16.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So let's everybody root on my Volunteers.
We'll be thinking
right.
for you.
Great show. Awesome. Fun. Good stuff. Another shout out to my buddy Alan. Glad you could hang out with us tonight. Welcome aboard, buddy. And to everyone else, y'all, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Bye.